Okay, what if I told you that a huge number of the greatest American movies ever made all follow a kind of secret formula? Well, today, we're going to crack that code. We're digging into the American Film Institute's legendary 100 Years, 100 Movies list to figure out what really makes a masterpiece tick. All right, let's get into it. So picture this. A media mogul who dies totally alone in this gigantic, empty palace. A war hero who, trying to protect his family, becomes the cold-blooded head of a crime syndicate. And a child's favorite pull-string cowboy doll. I mean, on the surface, what could these three possibly have in common? They seem like they're from different universes, but you're about to see they're all cut from the exact same cinematic cloth. And there it is, Charles Foster Kane, Michael Corleone, Sheriff Woody. Each one is the absolute heart of a film that's considered an all-time classic. Their stories are worlds apart, but they connect with us with this power that just lasts for generations. So what is the common thread here? What's the shared DNA that ties these incredible movies together? Well, that's the big question we're here to answer. So our first ingredient, and this is the absolute cornerstone of the whole formula, is the flawed hero. And why? Because let's be honest, perfection is boring. We're not drawn to characters who always do the right thing, who never mess up. No, we are captivated by characters who are beautifully, tragically, and most importantly, relatably imperfect. Their struggles are what make them stick with us forever. A flawed hero is so much more than just a character with a few little quirks. You know, they are basically a walking, talking internal conflict. Their moral compromises, their private obsessions, their inner demons, that's the real engine driving the entire story forward. And in the process, they force us to look at some pretty uncomfortable truths about human nature, and maybe even about ourselves. And the range of this archetype is just incredible. I mean, on one extreme, you've got Travis Bickle, a guy so cut off from society that he thinks violence is the only way to make a difference. And then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you've George Bailey, a man who gives up every single one of his dreams for his town, only to be pushed to the absolute edge of despair. One is frankly terrifying, the other is beloved, but they are both two sides of the same flawed human coin. And then you have the real titans of tragedy, Kane and Corleone. Both of them were brilliant, both of them craved absolute control, and in the end, that ambition just completely destroyed them. Kane, surrounded by all these priceless treasures, dies whispering the name of his childhood sled, the one thing his money could never, ever buy back. And Michael, in his mission to protect his family, he becomes the very monster he swore he'd never be, literally shutting the door not just on his wife, but on his own soul. You know, sometimes the flaw isn't a moral problem, but just a complete tragic break from reality. Norma Desmond, she's a relic from the silent film era, and she just cannot accept that her time is over. Her delusion is so total that when she's facing a murder investigation, surrounded by police and news cameras, all she sees is her big comeback. It's just a chilling and totally unforgettable look at the dark side of fame. But these flawed heroes, they don't exist in a vacuum. They're almost always chasing something that is quintessentially American. You know, the dream of a better life. And this brings us right to our second ingredient, because as these movies show us again and again, that dream often comes with a terrible price tag. It's this classic three-act tragedy of ambition. A character starts out with a noble goal, right? But to get ahead, they make one small compromise. And then another. And then another. I mean, look at C.C. Baxter in The Apartment. All he wants is a promotion, so he starts letting his bosses use his apartment for their affairs. It seems harmless at first, but pretty soon he's tangled up in this web of deceit that costs him his dignity and almost costs him the woman he loves. It's the story of how chasing success can hollow you out from the inside. And this is not some new Hollywood trend. This theme has been right at the heart of American movies for decades. Just look at this timeline. From Kane's media empire that was built on lies to Michael Corleone's empty promise to make the family legitimate, these films are like this powerful, recurring warning. The American dream can turn into an American nightmare really, really fast. Okay, so we have our flawed hero. We have our cautionary tale about the American dream. Now it's time to add the final, most crucial ingredient to our secret formula, the impossible choice. This is where that external struggle for success smashes right into the internal battle of the heart. This right here, this is the ultimate test of a character's soul. It's that moment where personal happiness and a greater duty just violently collide, and there is no easy answer. It is the stuff of great drama, and it gives us the raw, emotional core for some of the greatest films ever made. And you can see this brutal dilemma playing out all over the place. In Casablanca, Rick Blaine, this cynical guy who sticks his neck out for nobody, has to put the love of his life on a plane and send her away forever to help fight the Nazis. Or in The Searchers, Ethan Edwards spends years hunting his niece, torn between a racist hatred that wants him to kill her and the love for the family she represents. I mean, these are soul-crushing choices with stakes that just could not be higher. And this line, this isn't just some clever piece of dialogue. It is the direct result of that impossible choice. Rick's sacrifice inspires the corrupt Captain Renault to find his own conscience. It's a declaration of a brand new idealism, the beginning of a beautiful friendship that was born from shared duty. It has echoed through movies for decades, and it's a testament to the power of choosing something bigger than yourself. So we have our three key ingredients: the unforgettable flawed hero, the dark side of the American dream, and the impossible choice between love and duty. But is that it? Is making a masterpiece really as simple as just following a recipe? No. The real secret, the real magic, isn't in any single ingredient. It's in the beautiful, artful way they're all combined to create something bigger than the sum of their parts. It's using these elements to tell a story that feels both incredibly specific and totally timeless, to explore some fundamental truth about what it even means to be human. So here it is, the formula for a Hollywood classic, a deeply flawed hero on a quest for a dream, who is forced to make an impossible choice. But this isn't just a blueprint for a great movie, is it? It's a way of holding a mirror up to our own lives, reflecting our own flaws, our own ambitions, and our own impossible choices. That's why these films last. They show us ourselves. These movies are such a powerful reflection of the 20th century, which really makes you wonder, right? What are the great films of the 21st century going to look like? What new formulas will they create? Or how will they reinvent this one? And maybe most importantly, what will they tell us not just about who we are right now, but who we are becoming? Well, that's a story that's still being written. Thanks for watching.